Fair warning. Next lot. $110, $160.
Hello? Hello, is this thing on? Hello?
$180.
Hello? Hello? There it is. There we are. I tell you.
Fair warning.
I tell you. Screaming at me here. Brandon Ackley, welcome in, dude.
$20.
Welcome in, you guys. Am I live? Is it live? It seems live here. Why do you guys have little crowns by your names now? You guys seeing those little crowns in the chat? What does this mean? Community leaderboard. No way. No way. I think YouTube put in a community leaderboard now. Look at this. Look at this. Starting now, for every time you chat, you can be the #1 chatter here in Greg's stream. That is freaking insane. YouTube putting in new things? That doesn't happen. YouTube never does new stuff. New features for YouTube live streamers? That's not a thing. That is not, that's, I don't believe it. I know that's gonna, that might bankrupt YouTube putting in some new features like that. That is gonna hurt their bottom line, I'll tell you that much. #1, bam, yeah, exactly. Crazy to see it. Maybe this year we'll actually get integrated channel points and, you know, all the other basic stuff that, all the other basic stuff that every other live streaming service has, right? Maybe we'll get that stuff. Maybe. But welcome in, you guys. Another wonderful Tuesday is upon us here. It is Switch 2 launch week, hey? Switch 2 launch week. Comes out on the Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Man, like, it's so, I don't know if it's just like nostalgia in me, the childhood wonder, but I don't really care about pre-ordering a Switch 2, but I have FOMO. Now I have FOMO. You know what I mean? Now that it's actually going to release and everyone's going to be playing it and like talking about it and the whole zeitgeist is going to be happening for the Switch 2. What the? We finally brought up the calendar. Thanks, computer. Thanks for doing that. It's, I don't know, man. I feel like I have some FOMO now. I miss console launches. I miss being excited for it.
$110.
Fantastic. Dizzy starts things off at $262.50. Guardian Legend 7.58 plus the 300. Elijah Lewis.
$120.
Does my ranking improve when I give money? Crown
yes.
emoji.
I mean, maybe we have goals. Maybe we have goal givers now. Do we have? What can I do? Pick a goal. I don't want a goal. Did I always have goals? My gosh, I can. Community? What does this do? Community leaderboard? I don't know how. I don't know. I need to look at everything. I need to see what everything changed now.
Attention. Notice me.
Thank you, Elijah, and thank you, Joe Kane. Much appreciated, you guys. Much appreciated, you guys. Yeah, this is Legend of Zelda 8.0 CIB. Classic Series Gray cartridge CIB. $134. I mean, sure. I think it's too much, funny enough, but like, sure. Muppet Adventure, Chaos at the Carnival, $400 to the 9.4A. Mystery Quest, $262.50. Play Action Football, $150. Pinbot, $150. Into Cubert, 9.0A plus for about $200 there. Yeah, $154 with shipping before tax on the junk slab. That 8.0 CIB last print Zelda. Kind of crazy, hey, HW? Kind of crazy that someone's going to drop, like, man, it might get up to like $200 by the time you have shipping and tax on there. That's kind of nutty. Your 7-year-old actually wants a Switch 2 instead of a PS5. I mean, I don't know, man. How long's the PS5 been out now? 3-4 years? I still don't feel any kind of, like, FOMO to buy one. You know what I mean? I do all my gaming on PC. It just feels so limited now as to why I need a PS5. What exclusives exist, right? But yeah, I'm sure there are some. I get it. But you know what I mean? Missing out on the exclusives these days feels pretty easy. Like, who cares? Because there's so few of them overall. Just play something else, you know? Will you get a PS5 for the GTA release? Oh, man. Like, maybe I'll feel the FOMO. I think my brother is going to buy it at launch, GTA 6. So if I actually find myself, like, You know what I mean? If I'm vibing with it, if we're having a great time and shit, like maybe.
$40.
That'll be the first thing, the first game that makes me feel like oh my god, got like bubble throat there. The first thing that might make me actually buy a PS5 would be GTA 6, maybe. But like, I don't know, man. I only put like 30, 40 hours on GTA 5. Like, I'm not a huge GTA grinder. I know people do like online role play, all this stuff, the no pixel server. Like, people have played GTA 5 for thousands and thousands and thousands of hours. I think I played for like 30 to 40. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool, right? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I find myself overwhelmed by the amount of stuff you can do in GTA. I find myself almost overwhelmed by the openness of the game. I almost want a more... I like the streamlined experience, right? I'm an RPG guy. I've always enjoyed a really tight-knit, like, kind of pushing me through the story beats. You know what I mean? I'm a, that's the kind of gamer I've always been. A solo kind of guy. Outside of, like, FPS multiplayer and stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Like, 6 is going to be incredible. Obviously, I need to play it, but I don't know if it's worth me getting a full PS5 setup, right? Like, spending so much money.
Fair warning.
But Stanley, The Search for Dr. Livingston, we don't see this much at all. Definitely more uncommon, published by Electrobrain there for $275. RBI Baseball, the 9.28 plus Tenjin for $375. Star Soldier for $200. Super Spike Volleyball, 9.48 plus for $175. And the Thundercade. Yeah, quite a few like more uncommon NES games. Not the best ones in the world or anything, but more of those full set collectors, right? The collector titles. Those ones that Henry thinks no one's going to care about. No one's going to care about Kid Clown in another 10 years. Which, I mean, hey, he might... Probably right. He's probably right, honestly. Look at this. Let me go full screen for 1 second here. Look at this. Brand new Pepsi flavor dropped. Zesty Citrus Electric Blue. And, like, yes, the Pepsi is blue inside. I can't show you, but it is actually blue. Maybe the camera will get it. Can I just pour a little bit here? Maybe? Come on. Come on. Oh, fuck. There it is. Okay, blue. So...
Fair warning.
Brand new Electric Citrus Pepsi. No sugar. You guys know I gotta try this shit. I'm all about it.
$440.
It kind of sucks, though, I'll be honest. It kind of sucks. Like, I had to buy it just for the sake of buying it. Oh, spilled it on my phone. I had to buy it just for the sake of buying it, but, like, it's not that great. Wouldn't recommend. 6.5 out of 10. Seems totally healthy to consume. Hell yeah. That's that zesty citrus in there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Oh yeah. That's what gets you going. That's what gets you going right there. The Thundercade, $212. Welcome into Super Nintendo. And with the Switch 2, right? With the Switch 2, are any of you hooligans... Man, I don't have anything to wipe up this Pepsi. It pisses me off. I'm a clean guy. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm a clean guy. I don't want to say I'm a neat freak, but like I'm a clean guy. I don't like being dirty. I don't like having shit on my hands. I don't like having Pepsi on my desk here. Like I'm a clean guy. This is upsetting me. Yeah, Blue Lake 40 will help me focus exactly. With the Switch 2, are any of you hooligans going to send in case packs? Are any of you going to try and take advantage? Launch titles, case packs, CGC, WATA 10s, VGA 100s. Are any of you crazy enough to try and capitalize on the launch day hype, the first week? You know what I mean? There's going to be this small window here. There's going to be a small window. We see it still with Switch 1 releases where you can send off... Well, what is it, like Mario RPG Brotherhood, Mario Wonder, Mario, you know, all of that stuff. You can send those off still, and you can make money on the 10s. Your 9.8s are generally break even. Your 9.6s, you might lose 20, 30 bucks, who cares? And on the 10s, you get 3, 4, 5x the money. Is it worth trying to do that? Are any of you that crazy? Yeah, the WATA 10 Mario Kart Worlds of the world, right? Let you buy up all the first print Canada copies? Yuck, I agree. Makes it kind of impossible for us, hey, Rick?
Send the Pepsi to CGC. They will grade it for you.
J-Long! Oh, that Pepsi's getting me already. We need to get the Greg Games pedigree on there. Real DNA all over the opening of that can. I need that authenticated. Thank you for 8 months, my guy. That's crazy. You won't send anything, but you kind of like to acquire a 95 plus Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah, it's just, how many lots in the weekly? 80. Every weekly is right around 80 lots right now. So, for reference point, right, showcases generally 100 to 150, and the signature was $374.
$120.
Turnaround times are a myth. Oh, right, you can't even send to CGC right now. That's a good point. Man, maybe it's about time I just make a full video about CGC, but like, it's pushing 80 business days now. Like, I know I was joking around with it with Henry in the pickups video last month, but like, it is now 80 business days for CGC, lowest tier. 80 business days. That's nuts. Is the case size the same as the Switch? I actually don't know. I just assumed it was the same uniform sizing. What grade would VGA compare to a 9.8 A++? 90.
Fair warning.
90 is like minimum grade. Like, yeah, 85 plus, nah. You're not selling an 85 plus for the same as a 90. It could be a 90, but like, or it could be a 9.8 A++, but 90. 90 is your minimum start point, but like, even then, I would, in a lot of instances, give me the 9.8 A++ over a 90, personally. Exactly. I think there's, yeah.
$45, $50.
That's where I would say 90 is the minimum.
$55.
CGC started grading your games last Wednesday. Is it supposed to take a week to slab 3 games?
Fair warning.
I think it's both. I think there's staffing cuts, and there are a ton of submissions going through CGC. I think there are genuinely a ton of case packs, a ton of garbage, a ton of junk slabs going through CGC right now. But even so, right, I think it is staffing issues more than anything. I think it is staffing more than anything. Just a random side note, the 2 guys who started up CGC, again, I don't know if I've shared this like publicly or how known this is. What was it? Not Henry. What the fuck was his name now? Oh no.
$320.
Joseph Ross. Who are the 2 guys who started up CGC? The 2 guys. I can't think of their freaking names now. Super Castlevania 4, 9.2 A++ for $500. SimCity was $139. Indy Jones $250. Matt and Jason, right? Matt and Jason are, neither of them are no longer with CGC.
Fair warning.
Both of those guys have moved on. There's Kenneth now there, obviously lead grader, and I don't know how many graders they even have. I don't know how big their video game division even is now. With Matt and Jason both gone from there, I don't really have a contact point anymore with CGC. As far as I know, Jason just went back to manage his store again. So, like, he will, he might make videos, he might be around, he's still... And Matt, I don't know where he headed off to. I'm probably back doing whatever he was doing beforehand, right? But, yeah, both the original guys are no longer there, so... CGC definitely has been going through organizational shifts. It's just crazy that we went from, what was it, like 30 business days? 35? Like their cheap tier was good, man. See, even at the beginning of the year, I made a video about how good CGC was doing, that they were gaining momentum, that they were, you know what I mean?
Fair warning.
Yeah, Matt went back to his store as well. Gotcha. Donkey Kong 64, a bit of a lower copy finally here. 8.0A for $875. I know that we aren't always the friendliest to lowest grade copies, but maybe we should be more friendly to them. Like, the 9.0A plus was even $1,600 recently. What would you rather have, a 9.0A plus for $1,600 or an 8.0A for half price? I think I would rather take the 8.0A at that point. You know what I mean? Do you really want to pay twice as much to go up to a 9.0A plus? I'm not sure it's justifiable. I'm not sure it's a good economic choice to do so. GoldenEye, Player's Choice, complete in box. I don't think it's a good economic choice to grade a Player's Choice GoldenEye either, but here we are. You just looked at the VGA 90 Rule of Rose, which is auctioned in 8 days, but what you can see, it doesn't look like it's get the A++, so you won't buy it. Look at you. Look at you actually looking at the item. You're not supposed to look at the item. You're just supposed to buy whatever the grade says, Pyro. You're supposed to just buy whatever the grade says. Is this the same control deck console that sold a week ago? No, last week it was an actual VGA or an actual SNES console last week. So this is a qualified second print. Or the 101 console, the mini, whatever you want to call it. Last week it was an actual Super Nintendo console. This one's a lot less desirable. These are a lot more available. All that stuff. Yeah, that $400 for this, you know, it's what isn't a CIB of this like $200-300? I don't think this sold for much more than the CIB rate here.
Greg should start his own game grading service.
Yeah, my own grading service. Yep, up here in the great state of Canada, right? Up here in the great state of Canada. Just never work out, Skull. Never work out. The biggest thing I could possibly do is just get hired by one of the companies. And that probably would never work out either because I'd have to relocate. The GGG. Greg's game grading.
Fair warning.
Buy the game, not the grade. We buy the number around here, Pyro. Buy the number.
$190.
Mega Man 64 7.5 A++ for $200. That again, like we're gonna have someone on for an interview soon on Cheat Code Weekly with Henry. We're gonna bring on one of the a guy who worked at WADA for a lot of years. Actually, I think he was part of the Colorado shift when they went from Colorado to California. He worked for WADA during that transition and for either a year or two more. We're going to bring him on, and he actually like specializes in buying lower grade games. I don't think he chases anything like super high at all. Like kind of caps out at a 9.0, right? Because there is a lot of merit to collecting like that. And I think that's one of the things too, right? Is it's more of like a collector-centric focus where maybe a lot of the discussion that we have right now is about what kind of upside exists. What is your upside on this purchase? What could this turn into in 5 to 10 years? Whereas if you start buying these lower graded things, if you start buying out these, like a 7.5 A++ Mario 64, if you are collecting these games and you want to have a factory sealed Mario 64 or Mega Man 64, what is your downside on this purchase, right? What is your downside at $200 for this? It's damn near close to zero. And there is a lot of merit to collecting with that kind of mindset. With collecting, I mean, I always want to at least retain the money in what I purchase, right? I am more of a downside protection kind of guy. I always want to at least retain the money. But
Fair warning.
there's merit to going there. 7.5 is also ugly, and you can find it easily.
$90.
Oh, Trevor, you're too picky, man. You're being too picky. Maybe you could get yourself an 8.0 or something, but like a 7.5 A++ already graded, already authenticated for a new person? That's pretty damn good, dude. Isn't CIB this much? Or damn close? Pocket Monsters, VGA 90, $275 for the qualified. There's a bunch of these coming up. If you do want these, like if you do want to get yourself a Pokemon Snap, there are a bunch of these coming up in, I think the Japanese showcase has one. Some of the weekly auctions have one. There's a bunch of these coming, so keep your eyes peeled if this is something you actually do want to own. The price should, you know, slowly be kind of coming down on it. 7.5 Shindu Edition, the Mario 64 Japanese for $74 there. Wonder Project J2, Aria of Sorrow kicks off GBA. $350 for the 9.4A. Final Fantasy IV, 9.8A+. Final Fantasy games on GBA. Always
Fair warning.
always super affordable. There's a lot of them out there. Obviously, it was printed into the dirt, all that stuff. But like 9.88+ Final Fantasy IV looks amazing. $175. Not too shabby. I have myself a set of Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6 on GBA as well. I think I have Tactics and 1 and 2 as well, I think. The Mega Man 64 display is nice too, exactly. That is one big thing I think that I kind of want to push this notion more, or perhaps this side of the hobby should talk about more, is not every 7.5 is created equally, right? Not every 7.5 is going to display the same, look the same, created equal. But when you look at this front and back,
fair warning.
That's not too freaking shabby, right? That's not too freaking shabby. It almost makes you wonder what's wrong with it. No notes on the back here, like, Yeah, sure, 7.5 A++. It probably has a crease on the top, bottom, one of the sides, but front and back, man, display's pretty good.
$110.
Mario Pinball Land, 9.6 A+ for 175. I think that's actually a deal on Pinball Land. Not super common, not super desirable, but not bad to get yourself a 9.6 A+ into Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge 9.2 A+. You just ran 20 $99.99 slabs on eBay to grow the hobby? Let's go. Getting the cheap slabs into the hands of people. With all the negative news not coming out like it used to, Heritage just go back to using WATA as their default company again. Their cases are way better and their resources can keep up with all the demand. I mean, I'm still Team WATA, Mike. I am. They are still my preferred grading company. But I think Heritage Auctions has connections to CGC, or some of the people at Heritage are connected to some of the people at CGC, which probably helps lend itself to Heritage leaning towards CGC, and they probably will, I would say, indefinitely right now. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I just think HA and CGC are far more connected at this point in time. Doing it with WATA Games way back, all that stuff, that was great, but as we stand now, sure, yeah, WATA Games' image is better, right? The image is better, but now that CGC exists, where HA already has working relationships with them,
$140.
I don't see why they would bother with WATA Games. Yeah, maybe once we get PSA games, right? Maybe once we get the PSA games. But
fair warning.
Mega Man Battle Network 6, Cybeast 9.6 A+ for 325. And moving on from given everything negative that happened, even if there weren't great ties with CGC, $5. Getting away from the negativity makes perfect sense to me.
$130.
Put your money where your mouth is. SMB 7.5 B+. I'm not willing to go down that low, Joe. Not willing to go down that low. Oh yeah, they still offer. Yeah. You can grade with whoever you want. The default suggestion is CGC, but if you're like, hey, no, I want to send my games to WATA Games, they don't give a shit. They'll send it to whoever you want. Heritage will still grade with whoever they want. But if you are a random person, you don't have strong input, you know what I mean? Their CGC is where your games are heading. Tells others to suspend their standards, but won't suspend his. No. No. Not what I'm saying, Joe. I am saying, right, if you have, you can break your collection into tiers, right? You are going to have games that matter to you a fuck ton. There are going to be those top tier games, the ones that you want to have, super nice conditions, the one that means a ton to you, whatever you want to say, right? I have my DBZ collection, my Digimons, the Marios, some stuff that I want to have in really nice condition. But then where you go into, let's say you want to put together a Mega Man Battle Network collection on GBA. You love Mega Man, but the Mega Man Battle Network games, they're not the highest priority in the world, right? There's better Mega Man titles, whatever it is. So maybe you prioritize Mega Man 1 through 6 on NES. And then for the Mega Man titles on GBA, you are completely fine buying a 9.2 A+ right here, right? 9.2 A+ for $200. You can put together your collection, which is still nice, still displays nice, all of that stuff. And even 9.2 A+ is still up there in grade, right? But you get what I'm saying. You're going to prioritize certain games where you can get your super high grades, but in the other stuff, you can, for sure come down.
$320. $340.
I guess that's more what I'm saying, Joe. You can come down on something like Mega Man 64. Unless this is a game you truly care about, but Mega Man 64 is really cool for N64 collection. It's a great title. It's a great, you know what I mean? But you don't need to own it in 9.6.
Fair warning.
You know what I mean? It's more like that. Pick and choose where you want to swing your, pick and choose where you want to swing.
Fair warning.
You think, in your example, paying double on a $200 game to get the nicer copy doesn't matter if you're already paying thousands on the other titles in the set? Well, I mean, if you're buying a whole set, you need your money to go forever.
$190.
You'd see the argument to pay for lower grade high-end games instead. The same diff. However you want to do it, Trevor, right? Maybe you want to save money on the big ones, so you buy Mega Man 2 in a 7.5 grade, right? Well, however you want to do it. But
Fair warning.
you we all have limited finances, and it's like, you know,
$110.
getting too sucked up in the chase for 9.8 or 9.6. That's all. Oh, thank you, Simon. Thank you.
Fair warning.
Thank you. I'm such a big fan of sushi, you know what I mean? Got the sushi tank on deck here.
$300.
Tekken Advance 9.4A plus 134. Zelda Twilight Princess 9.4A plus. On GameCube here. To you, the whole appeal of grading is demonstrated it's in great condition. Otherwise, just keep the game raw in the collection. So if CGC isn't investing as much into graded games, then why should Heritage? Like I said, I think they just have strong working relationships, Mike. There's connections between the people, and I believe that is why. Now, I am not speaking from, like, definitives, any of that stuff, but, like, there's connections that exist.
$70.
So I don't think it's like, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Elijah. Keep the game raw. I am so brain broken or so biased. I lean towards grading. I like the appeal. I like the display. I like the trophiness of it. I would sooner rather have an 8.0 A+ in a slab than raw. Right? Like, getting something graded, if I'm going to keep it in my personal collection, is the final step of curation for me.
$150.
Now, I don't know if that's a good thing, a bad thing, or like I said, I'm just brain broken, but like, purchase it, clean it, do all that stuff, right? Record it on the spreadsheet, send it out for grading, get it back in the personal collection. Like, that is the full process. So until the game is graded and stuff, I kind of don't treat it in the personal collection. It's still like, it's still work. There's still work that needs to be done.
$190.
Once it's graded, once it's finalized, it is now fully curated into my personal collection. So, yeah, I'm not, you know, fully against raw titles and stuff, but yeah. Yeah, the grading is genuinely part of the process for me at this point. It just is what it is. If you don't get that kind of pleasure or enjoyment from grading, like, don't fuck with it, right? You can save yourself a ton of money not grading stuff that is, it just doesn't need to be. A ton of stuff doesn't need to be graded, right? I'm not saying it's sensible in every single way, but Zelda Twilight Princess, the 9.68 Plus is $400 now. How is that? 9.68 Plus just sold for $450? I guess a little bit lower than the very last one that sold. What are these like on eBay right now? Surely they're around $400 as well, right? It just, like, I know 9.68, but 9.68 Plus is good. Like, that's a solid ass grade. $400 isn't much money, dare I say.
Fair warning.
Dare I say, Twilight Princess on GameCube is swinging kind of low, you know? Contra 4, 9.68 plus on DS. A few DS games today. Then the Pikachu 3DS XL console coming up. The 80 plus sitting at 656. Pretty freaking nice item here just to be sitting in a weekly. Front Mission 9.98 plus. No, it's not that hard to find Twilight Princess for sure. But like GameCube staple, a rare GameCube game. It always has, right? Zelda. I just think getting yourself like a near mint copy at $400 is... I don't know, man. You would have paid close to this like 5 years ago. Maybe 6 years ago, right? Like before the pump. Solid grade Twilight Princesses were already like $300 US. It's not much. 100% agree with the broken brain if it's for your collection. If it's not worth grading, it's not worth being in the collection. Sounds awful. I know, right? It does. It does sound awful. It sounds snobby as shit. I get it.
$180.
It sounds snobby as shit to say stuff like that, but I don't know. It's just how deep I am now. Welcome in, Replay Retro. Rooting for the Oilers? You bet.
Next lot.
You bet we're rooting for the Oilers. Man, I hope they can do it this year. Metroid Prime Hunters 9.6A plus. This is a third print copy? What? How does this game have a third print? And why are people bidding this so high? What was the one we had last time? A second print? $487 for a second print.
Fair warning.
And now the third print pushed its way to $612? Do people not know?
$440.
Do the people not know? Because this seems crazy. First of all, why the hell did they print this game so much that there's a third print? And why the hell is the third print selling for like $600? What is going on with this here?
$500.
Ooh, oh, geez. That's crazy. Interesting. Interesting. Metroid Prime Pinball, $275, the 9.68 plus. Actual first print on this one. Group lot of 12 sealed Spider-Man games for $600. Oh my gosh.
$120.
I don't
$150.
I don't think there's anything super special in here. I don't think. Like, obviously, a lot of 12 of them, they only sold for what, $50 a piece?
Fair warning. Next lot.
3 sealed and 1 CIB. There's a freaking Nokia N-Gage game in there. That bottom right game is the Nokia N-Gage. Holy shit.
$750.
Pokemon 3DS XL 80 Plus Pikachu Edition. Pushing its way to almost $1,000 here.
Fair warning.
There's some really beat up sealed games I think should just be opened. What that threshold is probably differs from person to person. PokeRev's shelves of ungraded Mario 64 looks cool, but if it turns out they were 7.0s, you'd think it was less cool. Oh gosh.
$140. $150.
I think for basically any vintage game, the grading cost is worth it for resale. I think it will almost always increase the value by at least $50 as long as the market isn't saturated. Yeah, so long as so long as your base value is close to $100 anyway, you'll probably always get your money back. Well, some people, big box, people will be like, oh, get an acrylic case, right? Go buy an acrylic case. Don't get it graded. Put it in an acrylic case. And the cases are like $15, $20, $30 anyway, just to get raw acrylic. At that point, just freaking grade it. That Spider-Man lot was kind of cheap. I just don't know enough. Like at $50 a game, I don't know, Shattered Dimensions, is that one worth $50? I don't know enough about Spider-Man titles. And top left is just a repro, right? What the hell is that top left? Some kind of homebrew? The new 3DS Japanese one for $250 and the Pokemon 3DS XL, $875. Surely this thing is almost $1,000 raw, no? Surely this is almost $1,000 raw. $875 for the 80 plus there on the Pikachu 3DS XL. Super Mario All-Stars Nintendo Selects 9.2A plus. Spider-Man, Mike, it just is what it is. If you want some comic heroes, it was like that was when is that? Aren't those DS and PS3 games? Of course freaking Spider-Man got infinite games made. We've been having Spider-Man movies made for the past 20 years. Of course they're going to make Spider-Man games.
$110.
What year was Spider-Man 1?
$120.
Like 2004? 2005?
$30.
Of course there's Spider-Man games coming out the ass. Group lot of 10 3DS and DS factory sealed games here.
Next lot.
Nothing stands out to me.
$15. $60.
Yeah, nothing standing out to me. They went for $156 there. The Mario All-Stars 9.2A plus Selects version. This seems kind of nutty at $150. I don't really believe. I don't know why $150 for the Nintendo Selects version. I don't know. Not sure. Seems like a lot of money to spend. Animal Crossing New Horizons 9.8A plus.
Fair warning.
And those low grade games not worth grading now may very well be worth grading one day. No one who owns a Spider-Man 1 is mad that it's a 2.5. Yes. Anything vintage at this point should not be opened, period.
Fair warning.
Mario and Luigi Brotherhood 10.0. This is exactly what I was talking about with the Switch 2 games, right? Exactly what I was talking about. If you can send in some Switch 2 games, if you can get your 10.0s, WADA, CGC, whatever, $387. What does this cost? $60, $70 retail, $50 grading fees. You're into it for $120, give or take. Even after heritage fees and shit, you're still walking away with like $300 on this. You're still making what? Almost triple? Not bad, man. It's not bad. There's potential out there. There's a little bit of potential there to just grade and get your 10s. Everything else, you just kind of,
$5.
everything else, you just break even on, basically. Beavis and Butthead, 9.2 B+. And of course, tonight is sponsored by Heritage Auctions. Huge thanks to them sponsor, and a huge thanks to you guys hanging out on another Tuesday here. If you want to get into any future auctions coming up, let me just bring up my calendar here. It's always better if I can have the calendar on screen here. We're entering into showcase season. I'm pretty sure the next showcase auction starts next week. Yeah, June 12th, we have the Japanese, then June 26th, PlayStation, July 6th generation and beyond, July Nintendo 8 to 64-bit. There's still time to get into the July Nintendo 8 to 64-bit, as well as the August signature coming up. You have till June and July for both of those there. And then every other big showcase auction is still coming up later in the year, so reach out. Videogames@ha.com. There's links in the description there, referral links. Tell them Greg sent you. It helps out the channel. If they know you're connected to me in some way, shape, or form, it just helps out the channel, right? Let them know I sent you. Videogames@ha.com. Let them know you're part of this community. Huge thanks to them sponsoring. Huge thanks to you guys being here. What are you guys saying here about?
Next lot.
You feel like it isn't that bad at all on the 3DS? It just seems cheap for what it is? I agree. It just seems cheap for a Pokemon 3DS, right? Just seems kind of cheap.
$45.
2 brilliant Sonic CIBs coming up. Yeah, these, I saw these. 7.5 Classic Collection, Sonic the Hedgehog for $79, and the 7.5 Spinball for $49. So, Sonic the Hedgehog, man, beat your $50 estimate there. $79, that's money, baby. That's money. Perfect Dark and Sonic Spinball, both factory sealed. Sonic Spinball being a later release. Perfect Dark, having some wear there. There's some wear and tear on that Perfect Dark for sure.
Fair warning.
There's a chat leaderboard now. Do you get a decent split on that? I get nothing on that. That is purely for chatting, Gary. It's a chatting leaderboard. So the more you spam, you can be number one in here, baby.
Fair warning.
That's the kind of social prestige you've been looking for in your life.
$80, $320.
No. It's not based on super chats. It is not based on super chats. I don't think it is. No way. It's just based on chatting, isn't it? This dude has never sent. This is just chatting. I'm sure it is. It looks like it doesn't update real time, though.
Next lot.
I'm positive it's just chatting.
$50.
But, I don't know. It just happened this week. Yeah, I don't know why everyone's maxed out at 75. Like, I don't know if there's a delay or something, but...
$60. $65.
You're not wrong. On your end, it says you should super chat to get on the board. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at that. It's pay to win. An absolute pay to win thing. That's awesome. How great. Yeah, Elijah's still low tier despite your super chat. Asterix in the Great Rescue. Rare Game Gear game here. $425. Asterix is someone that we never really got over here, though. Like, I'm shocked that Asterix has a North American Game Boy or Game Gear release. Man, there's very, very, very few NTSC Asterix games. I'm trying to think of another one. I can't even think of another NTSC Asterix title. Do they exist?
Next lot.
Yet not a character we got stateside, like, at all. Big in PAL World, though. Big Europe character, as far as I know. Big in PAL Land, but weird to see NTSC. Galaxy Fight, CGC 9.4B plus for 134. Kobe Bryant, baby, NBA Action 98. I don't think he got a single live bid. 9.6A for $300. 9.6A for $300. We wait. We keep waiting on the Kobe. We keep waiting. Surely someday it'll pop up, right? Jack Nye, let's go, dude.
Somebody say pay to win? Gold medal emoji.
Top of the leaderboard with that one. Top of the leaderboard. Let's see, did it move you?
$220.
Oh, there you are. Top number 12, baby. Moving your way up. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, 8.0 A+. I have 5 Kobe's, I think, Mike. I think I have 5 copies. Crazy. Your German father got you into Asterix as a kid. Great comics. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Asterix is also on Genesis. It's the same game, right? This is the one. Great Rescue is also on Genesis. Or is it a different one?
$320.
Asterix got some modern releases. Wow. Interesting. They're not all super high grade, Mike. I think the lowest copies are 9.4. Like a couple 9, maybe 2 9.4s, 2 9.6, 1 9.8, something like that.
$340.
Something like that. The 9.8s are still expensive, so...
Fair warning.
Here
Pyro!
you got €2. A
Yeah.
fortune in Canadaland.
Next lot.
€2 is a fortune here in Canada, dude. It's gross. €2 is a fortune here. Look at that.
Fair warning.
Frickin' $3. $3 on that exchange. That is nuts, man. That's like 60%. Oh my god. It's gross. I hate looking at the Canadian dollar versus exchange. I just live my life as if I have US dollars.
Next lot.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, 8.08 plus, still $400, man. Still $400 for a cracked one. That's kind of crazy. One thing is, you know,
Fair
like,
warning.
we talk about lower grade copies and stuff, and should you buy lower grade copies, all those things, it is harder.
75.
Gary!
$80.
_songs. Protecting my spot on the prestigious chat leaderboard.
Let's go, dude. Huge, huge. Oh, YouTube should have put this in a long time ago. We're juicing out here. YouTube should have implemented this a long time ago. I was going to say, with PS1 games and jewel case, knowing that it says cracks in case on these games actually makes me avoid lower grade jewel case games way more than lower grade jewel case games way more than lower grade cardboard.
$140.
Having that extra little notation on the back, right? Oh, cracks in case. It just like,
Fair warning.
again, right? My brain doesn't like it. It makes me think there's something wrong with it because they're labeling that. It makes me think it's bad. Oh, yuck. Qualified copy, whatever you want to say, right? An additional damage qualifier. And the issue with grading jewel case in general... Matt Bonton! Let's go,
To
dude.
help out with them tariffs, I guess.
Let's
Regular
go, dude.
coffee on me, maybe.
Huge, man. Huge, huge, huge. Thank
Fair
you.
warning.
Thank you, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
$220.
Yeah, it just... if it said 8.0, but there was some way in order to get an 8.0 where they didn't have to put cracks on the case, which I get it, and this is a fatal flaw with jewel case grading in general, right? The fatal flaw of jewel case is it's either faded, it's cracked, or it's damn near perfect. So your grade spread is 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, or 8.5, 8.0 and worse, right? 9.0, 9.2, they're probably cracked. There's very, very, very little variance that can actually exist on these. Is it cracked? Is it not? And I wish there was some other way to not have them say that it's cracked. Or maybe if they just didn't label the cracks.
YouTube live chat has jumped the shark and I'm down for it.
Retro Game Rescue! Let's go, dude.
$110.
Let's go, dude. It's a hell of a third place there. Looks nice on your name. Darkstone, 9.8A plus. Great freaking Diablo clone for back in its day. I don't think it's actually like a good PS1 game, but if you like hack and slash Diablo 1 style game, where it's just like very basic, you have a basic loot system, if you like the Diablo 1 formula, you would greatly enjoy Darkstone. But it's not like a good game. It's just an addicting loop that I grew up playing. And like, I've still played it, right? I played it, I think, 3 or 4 years ago on emulator. Again, you have to enjoy, though, the Diablo 1 loop. If you enjoy the Diablo 1 loop, if you think that's still fun, Darkstone is super fun. Super fun game. It's just hard for me to actually call it like a good game. It's probably not a good game. But I love that like hack and slash dungeon crawl loop system. 9.8A plus on Darkstone. Cool game. Extreme Pinball, 8.5A here.
$40.
Would you rather have a PS1 game, 9.8A plus or 9.6A plus plus? I got to take the number. Better number, better game. You know, it's super hard. Like, the 9.6A plus plus probably is the nicer overall game. But I mean, hey, bigger number, better game, right? I'm a simple man. I get it.
$55.
Yeah, exactly, right, Fletch? That is the perfect way to put it. 9.6A plus plus for show, 9.8A plus for the dough. It is what it is. And if you were to swap it to VGA,
65.
you might get a VGA 90 versus a VGA 85 plus. Right? If we take that 9.6A plus plus and put it to VGA, that has more likelihood of becoming a 90 than the 9.8A plus does.
$80.
So it depends how you look at it. Right? Depends how you look at it.
$85.
Extreme Pinball's getting some love actually. Jewel case copy here might actually be rare to find in the jewel case. It's the only one on the What a Pop report. Is this also a long box game? The 8.5A here is pushing. Oh, jewel case insert flipped. What's going on with this here? Is this an error copy?
75.
The case insert is flipped. What does that mean? Kraken case torn.
Fair warning. $95.
Not 100% sure.
Fair warning.
Not 100% sure. Case insert flipped.
Next lot.
Not 100% sure.
$120.
Glover, $119. Harvest Moon, 9.6A. Man, Harvest Moon is worthless. Why is Harvest Moon so worthless now?
Fair warning.
Like, there was a copy on eBay not long ago, right? Just a nice raw copy. It was like 150 bucks. 9.6A here is climbing its way to almost 200 UPC punch, but like, wasn't this, like, I feel like Harvest Moon had value 5 to 10 years ago. I feel like people gave a shit. Is Harvest Moon just dying as a franchise? Has it just been like, you know, steamrolled over?
$30.
175 bucks for the Harvest Moon. It's just so whatever, you know? It's so whatever. Any luck picking up the raw Mario on eBay that the seller came back to you? Well, I'll have the update in the next video. I'll have the next update coming in the next video there for you, Rob.
$110.
9.88 plus PS1 is probably an 85. You're not wrong.
$20.
Sayuki, Journey West, 9.88 plus, also a UPC punch copy. Here for the show, not the numbers.
Not the numbers.
Let's go, Robo Miro.
$100.
Robo Miro, $4.99, dude. Let's go. Huge, man. Huge. Yeah, that's the thing, though, Fletch. Like, I have personally turned VGA 85 into 9.88 plus. I think my most impressive one was an 80 plus Final Fantasy Chronicles that turned into a 9.8A plus.
Next lot.
This is the issue with jewel case grading, right? So Final Fantasy Chronicles is a double jewel. So you don't even consider the manual, right?
Fair warning.
So VGA's grade on a double jewel case is almost entirely the shrink wrap. If it's not cracked, if it's not faded, right? Is it cracked? Is it faded? If both of those are no, your VGA grade is almost entirely the shrink wrap.
Fair warning.
So even those can turn into a 9.8A or 9.8A plus when you swap grading companies. It's the scales are just completely, they don't translate whatsoever. Xenogears 9.8A plus. Shadow Madness went for $89. What? That's it? Jesus Christ. That's it? Sub $100? Man, I grew up with Shadow Madness and it wasn't a great game, right? It wasn't great, but like $89? It's an RPG at the end of the day. My gosh. Sayuki West, only $175 as well for the 9.8A plus there. Xenogears, almost $1,200. Devil May Cry 2, 9.08 plus for $64. Shadow Hearts from the New World, 9.8A plus plus. Woof, beautiful copy here. You also had an NES game. It was an 80, not 80 plus. Go to 9.6A plus. That is crazy, right? Like, that's crazy. Jumping from an 80 to a 9.6A plus, crazy. You have turned more than one 80 plus DVD into a 9.8A plus. Every 85 you've crossed got a 9.8A plus. Yup.
$120.
That's yes. I find that the Wada scale is really, really good for cardboard, and it makes sense.
$30.
But it just doesn't. The VGA and Wada scales just don't really translate on hard case. I almost think VGA is a better hard case grade. If VGA would actually freaking separate their grades so I could see what it is, I think I would like VGA more for hard case. Can someone answer this? Is Heritage more rich person's bidding site? More for rich collectors? Do they have appeal? I'm assuming because fees are lower than eBay. Is this the place where Mario sold for 1.4 mil? Yes and yes, I would say. But the weekly auctions, like what you're seeing right here, James Tyler, the games here are, $162 for Shadow Hearts from the New World. Like, beautiful grade copy, right? This is probably cheaper than anything you'll find on eBay right now. $162.50. Devil May Cry 2, $64. Shadow Madness, $89. Olympic Soccer, $54. So it just depends. It really, really depends what you're looking to purchase here, what grade you're looking to purchase, which game you're looking to purchase, and which auction you are attending. Right? So, yeah, some games, some auctions are going to be hella expensive. Other games, other auctions are going to be probably a better price than you can find anywhere else, right? Because it's all auctions. So if the auction goes high, it goes high. If it goes low, it goes low.
$220.
But it just depends. It really, really depends, James. But there are, more expensive games here. Like this, Heritage auctions will have the most expensive stuff compared to $5, eBay. $20. It just fully depends what you're looking for. You want yourself a brand new copy of Sonic the Hedgehog? Sonic 06, baby. 9.68 plus copy of Sonic 06. That's a gem right there. That's an absolute gem right there. Selling for only $59. Holy smokes, it costs you money, but oh, there we go. We got a bid. Pushing to $69. Yeah, launder all your money. Launder all your money. Exactly. Back to Harvest Moon. The series is basically trash now because the original developer is creating the story of Seasons. The actual Harvest Moon games are... Really? Okay, so I guess my first, does Harvest Moon still make new entries? Story of Seasons is really well received, right?
$70.
I feel like Harvest Moon in the farming cozy game sim or whatever you want to call it has just kind of been eclipsed at this point, hey? It's just kind of crazy seeing, like one of the OG Harvest Moons. It just really isn't that sought after. And Harvest Moon had, 10, 20 games over, the PS1 to PS3? PS2 had them, GameCube, everything. Maybe not 20, probably over 10 games, but... Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see a series like this not have diehards, I guess. Right? Where are those diehard Harvest Moon people at?
$70. $75.
Sonic 06 selling for $94. 10 copies of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale on Vita. 10 copies. Contra 4 did sell. It was just sub $200, I think. $187.50, I believe, on the Contra 4. Let me take a peek here.
Fair warning.
I think. $187.50. Oof. Memory of an elephant over here. The memory of an elephant. You guys think I'm not paying attention. I know every fucking end price that happened. Yeah, all 10 are sealed. All 10 are sealed, Mike. The only thing worse than PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale is owning 10 copies of it.
$120.
On hard case but cardboard, do you have 90s that are more like 9.68++? Yeah, no, yes. Yes, HW. I have some 90s on cardboard that are kind of shit. Right? I have some 90s that I will not cross. I will never cross. Because they might be a 9.68+.
Fair warning.
But if you have a 90 on a PS2 game, send it. I gotta be careful with that hand motion. My gosh. I should put that down. If you have a 90 on PS2 games, send it all day, right? Send it off all day. 9.88++. Your odds of a 9.88++ are very high. So, but 90 on cardboard is not nearly the same guarantee. Yeah, get that down. get that hand down. My gosh. Gotta be careful out here, Fletch.
$200.
Got Elon in trouble. Oh.
$240. Fair warning.
Why would you want the 9.88++ over the 90? Bigger number, better game. I think 9.88++ outsells 90. Absolutely. Absolutely it does. For sure. I would personally pay more for 9.88++ over 90 at this point. Maybe you guys are not. Maybe you guys don't agree. I personally would, for sure. Yeah, 9.6 A++ is still super nice, but I think a lot of the narrative that exists is like, oh, you know, a VGA 95 is equivalent to a WADA 12. So a VGA 90, it's a 9.8 A++, right? Every VGA 90 is at least a 9.8 A++, is like a bit of a narrative that exists that shouldn't. I actually think the 90 is held in too high of regard in some instances. Right? I think some people hold that 90 in too high of a standard. Not remembering that there's still 90 plus, there's still 95, there's still 95 plus, and 100, right? Like, there's 4 freaking grades above a 90. A 90 is not perfect. It never has been. CGC gives out the 9.9 like candy on PS1 games. Oh, John, it's even the 10s, dude. We're seeing a lot more 10s on PS1 double jewel. So the 9.9 as well. PS1 double jewel, man. I talked about this, I don't even know how long ago now. When we saw like a Final Fantasy 8, I think it was, like a 9.9 A+ sold for, I don't even know, 2,000, 2,500. It was crazy. And you know, I think the Final Fantasy that sold, again, this is talking about the flaw, the fatal flaw of jewel case grading. I think when the Final Fantasy 8, let me just bring it up here. I think it was on Heritage. Final Fantasy 8. Just give me 1 second here. This is speaking about crossing again, right? And all this stuff. It's a 9.9 A++ for 4,750. Oh my god. With a UPC punch, no less. That just happened. This one, right here. 9.9A, right? 2,250. 2,250. Now, riddle me this. How much would you pay for this if it was a VGA 85? Right? Because that's what this was. This was a VGA 85 right here. But once again, no cracks, no fading. And it's all your freaking seal grade. So whatever. Seal grade's an A, right? Perfect. Seal grade's an A. No issue, no problem. Turns into a 9.9. Someone pays, what was it, 2,200? Yeah, someone pays 2,200. No, Trevor, I'm telling you seriously, this was an 85. At least I think it's on good authority that this was an 85. That's what I was told. So, like, here you go, right? Yeah, I'm not guessing on this one. I'm not guessing on this one. This was December 2024. So the VGA 85 or VGA 85 plus double jewel is... It's a cheat code, man. It's a cheat code. So long as you can be confident it's not cracked, you can take your 85s, your 85 plus PS1, fuck, even your 80 plus, and you can turn them into 9.6, 9.8, 9.9s. And it is, like I said, I consider it a fatal flaw of the translation between the grading companies. Because it doesn't really make sense. But it is what it is. The only thing you can do is like be knowledgeable about how this all works. But for someone else, right, if you just see that and I'm like, oh, whoa, the VGA 85 equals a 9.9. Oh, CGC is a joke. It's tough to fight against that kind of narrative, you know what I mean? It's tough to convince someone that it's not wrong. You think it makes sense? You just think the market is wrong for what they pay for them. Essentially, right? Essentially. Wouldn't you want VGA for PC because of how harshly they grade, knowing your games are in the best condition? Well, that's why a lot of people hold the VGA 90 to such high degree. But like Trevor said, Karen, like Trevor said, you just have to make sure you're not overpaying for them. They have to be treated like they should be treated. How the hell are you number 2, Rob? Oh, you guys are all at 75. Okay, everyone's at 75. I was like, dude, you've said you've said a few messages, but you haven't talked that much. Hopefully it updates next stream or something. I saw you at number 2 here. It's like, there's no way. No shot, bucko. No shot, bucko. But yeah, it's what do I think about Mario Bros. Wii Japan copies? Mario Bros. Wii Japanese copies? The USA copies are worthless still, aren't they, Poker? If the USA copies are worthless still, like Mario Bros. Wii, there's if you can pick up Japanese copies for like $30 each, sure. But if you're paying as much for a Japanese as you are for a USA right now with something like Mario Bros. Wii Mario Bros. Wii, fuck no. Absolutely not. Like, don't get it twisted, right? The Japanese narrative, the Japanese games are still niche. Like, that's still niche. You don't want to be, like, over-speculating on Japanese stuff when the USA stuff still isn't that valuable. Yeah, the 9.88++ new Super Mario Bros. Wii, $400. Yeah. He's right. Skip the JP showcase. Yeah, don't show up to the showcase auction next week. Whatever you do, definitely don't come to the showcase auction next Thursday. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, long-term love. You and John Goodman here just popped in with the 2 and the 3 slot. Yeah, great leaderboard, right? Great leaderboard. How silly. At the top of the auction was the Xenogears, the 9.88 plus, almost $1,200 for it. Donkey Kong 64, the 8.08 for $875. 3DS XL console, the 80 plus. Yeah, like you said, Trevor, it just kind of feels cheap for what it is, right? Sub 1,000 on this. This will easily be over $1,000. It just will be. The frickin' Pikachu 3DS. Doom 9.48 for $812.50, and Metroid Prime Hunters, third print. The worst print of all. 9.68 plus for $600. That is crazy. Oof, that feels like something that's going to age very, very poorly. Feels like something that's going to age very poorly. Carl bought the Doom? Carl's bankrupt, my guy. I don't think Carl's allowed to buy the Doom, is he? Like, isn't it official? Didn't he file for bankruptcy? I thought that was like a thing. Doesn't that mean you can't purchase new assets or something? I don't know the full stipulations. Is his business bankrupt? I genuinely don't know how it works, but I feel like Carl isn't spending money on Doom right now. If I had to take a guess. If I had to take an educated guess on it, you know? Only one game can sell for less than every other game in the auction, and this week it just so happens to be Sonic Spinball for $49. $49 for a complete in-box Sonic Spinball 7.0. I think the back hang tab is ripped off. Like, this is truly just a gem. Oh, rusted staples, organic debris. I'm sorry, did we just unlock a new qualifier? Did we just unlock a brand new qualifier? Organic debris? What does that mean? What does that mean? Organic debris. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, you guys. Brand new words unlocked. Who, like, is that manual entry? Organic debris, hey? Wow. I can't even really see it. I don't know what they might be saying. Well, dirt, is dirt organic? Does organic have to be alive? Does organic have to come from something that's alive? Why am I getting tripped up by the word organic? Dirt is organic? That does count? That's lame then. Well, surely they just call it dirt, though, if it was dirt. You know what I mean? Organic debris makes it sound like it's like blood or something. Yeah, food, blood, like it makes it sound more, you know what I mean? A little more human when you call it organic debris. A little more living. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting. Maybe that's why it sold for $49. I don't know, man. I don't know why people send certain shit. I don't know why people send certain things. I don't know. It is what it is. Diaper seal. Oh, I wish people wouldn't say that. God damn it, do I hate the term diaper seal. It's a 3-side seam. Oops. It's a 3-side seam, Mike. So like top, bottom, side, left, right, bottom. Some people call it a diaper seal. I hate it. I hate that terminology. It would mean left, right, bottom. Because you know what I mean? It forms a U. A 3-side seam. Ugh, yuck. Yeah, I mean to say soil, right? Not dirt, it's soil. Soil. Diaper seal with organic debris. Yeah. Absolutely tantalizing, hey? Absolutely tantalizing. Fancy for spider eggs? Man, Trevor, you showed a game there that had like a fly in the side, didn't you? What was that, Trevor? Oh my god, I gotta show this too while we're talking about weird ass CGC. Oh, are you still here, Trevor? What was it? Jurassic Park? I think it was Jurassic Park. I hope this comes up here. Oh god. Just ones that don't make sense, you know what I mean? Like when you get the grade and the like what even are we grading? Is it filtered to comics or something? Ew, why did it filter to comics? Gross. Don't do that, eBay. Was it the 9.9 copy? What grade was it? 9.9. Oh my god, right here. Okay. 9.9 A++, right? 9.9 A++. The highest, well, basically the highest grade you can get, right? There's nothing better. Nothing better than a 9.9 A++. Truly, an absolutely mint copy. We have insect debris. Fuck, let me get the zoom in here. Insect debris under seal. 9.9 A++ with insect debris under seal. And you click on this photo, and there's a goddamn, what is that? A wing? The whole bug? What is this? What is that? How? How do you do a 9.9 A++? How do you do that? Why the fuck are you writing a qualifier and giving out your highest grade anyway? I don't understand. Are we supposed to assume that a qualifier doesn't matter? It's just like an extra note? Like, I genuinely don't get it. Yeah, it's amber from Jurassic Park. It's encased in amber. That's a feature, not a bug. That's a feature. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I find it really hard to like, yeah, he uploaded the picture. I would too. Yeah, without the bug, it would have been a 10, right? If you didn't have literal dying organisms in your game, it is perfect, except for that thing that died in there. Absolutely mint. If that thing didn't die in there, perfect grade, 10.0. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know how to logically deduce it. You know what I mean? I don't know. With a tube seal, you could probably just remove it? Sure, you probably could remove it, but like, is the answer to make this a green label or something? Like, should it be a qualified label? Should it be purple? Like, I don't fucking know, man. It makes it really, really hard to trust the scale, right? To trust what CGC is doing when you see stuff like this. And it could happen to WATA games too, right? WATA games had some games with flies under the seal. There was Final Fantasy VII at the signature that had a fly under the seal, I believe. Like, from back in 2021, right? Like, this is not a CGC exclusive issue, but like, it just, I'm lagging. Jesus, well, I guess I can't click on anything anymore. Anyways, it's crazy though. It's crazy. At least you know it's authentic? Yeah. It's hard to trust everything that's happening, and also hard to tell other people that they should like, oh yeah, CGC grading is good or video game grading is good. All of this makes sense. You know what I mean? When you have stuff like this that is very clear as day, and it's like what the fuck does 9.9 A++ mean though? What does that mean when you have something dead underneath your seal? Or pieces of a dead bug under your seal? I don't know. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's very, very, very frustrating, stuff like that. Very frustrating. When's the next Mario video coming? Probably a week or two. I got to send off a consignment box, Rob. I got to record some stuff. I got to work on it still here. But yeah, it looks like the landlord special. Just paint over the cockroaches. On that note, though, you guys, I had to, yeah, that was something I had to get that off my chest. Ay. On that note, we are back next Tuesday. Showcase auction on the Thursday. Appreciate you guys coming out. Videogames@ha.com if you want to talk to any, if you want to talk to, consignment expert, get into any of the next auctions. Hey, we got an update. Elijah, maybe there's something. Man. You are the top of the board. Trevor, big box. I mean, hey, Elijah, maybe it is pay to win, baby. You're at the top of the board. There might be something there, dude. There might be something there. Yeah, like Schmitty Werberman Jensen. You are number one. You are number one, Schmitty. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good night.